In this video, we're going to unbox, assemble, and fill a Vegega metal raised bed. Tools I plan on using: little wire snips, the tool that comes with the raised bed, Phillips screwdriver, and a tape measure. An 8-foot metal raised bed surprisingly comes in this little box right here. If you've been watching my channel for a while now, you know that all of our raised beds are made out of wood. So this will be really fun to kind of compare and contrast. I think I've got 14 or 15 wooden raised beds. So we've got a user manual right here. Obviously, that's really important. Got all of their different styles, raised bed, shapes, sizes, colors. Let's pull out these end panels here. This will be one of the ends. It's an oval shape. We've got this, which is going to go around the edge, so it's not so sharp, I believe, on the top of the raised bed. And then, of course, we have these side panels right here. Little pack of screws in here, which we'll open up in just a moment. And this box is empty. I also have this box right here, which is going to complement the raised bed. And inside of this paper is actually hardware cloth. This is for little critters and things that dig up underneath your garden and start eating the roots of your vegetables or the seeds. It's going to go directly underneath the raised bed. What I like about this is that it is stainless steel. The idea behind this metal raised bed is to have something that's going to last a really, really long time. First, we need to snip this little piece of metal off here and release the wire mesh. So we assemble the bed right on top of it. Just bend this up a little bit. So what I'm looking to do is make sure that it is not underneath the eave of this house. That way it can get rained on. I also want to make sure there's a gap between the raised bed and the eaves up here in case I need to put a ladder here or do some work on the roof in this area. But I want to make sure that both ends of the raised bed are equal as far as how far they are away from the foundation of the house. Just to get a rough measurement. Every panel you get from Vegega has this plastic like cling film on it that needs to be removed before you start installing it. So for the next part, you're going to need your tools, the one they gave you, and then your Phillips screwdriver, and then of course these little nuts, bolts, and washers. It's pretty simple. All you have to do is line them up this way, match up the holes as you can see here, and start putting it together. Stick the bolt through, obviously put on the washer next, and then put the nut through. Super easy. Phillips, just give it a turn. Anybody can do this. It takes a little time. This is not a fast process, especially with peeling all that plastic off these panels. Both ends are assembled. It's very easy, 4 on each side. Both ends are done with a couple of panels on either side. Now it's time to attach these rods to give it strength across the middle. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 holes, screw holes, so this rod would technically be like that, and that's going to keep this raised bed from bowing out. You use the same screws that will attach through the hole on either side that go directly into this rod. Before you put this rod on, the support rod, put the third panel piece on next. Alright, so this is what I mean. You've got the first screw, second screw, fourth screw from the bottom in, and then you want to leave the third one empty. Same on this side. Screw 1, 2, and third one empty, fourth one is screwed in tight. This bar here that comes with your raised bed is going to go in between right there to help stabilize this raised bed. I am going to put a washer here and a washer here, and then you put the screw in the third hole right here that will go directly into this rod, which is threaded. Now this side is complete. All we need to do is install this panel here, an additional panel over there, and put the rod across. Again, I did put a washer in here connected to this rod. We're almost completely finished with this now. The dimensions are 8 feet from here to that end over there. It's 17 inches high and 2 feet wide. The last thing we need to do before we start filling the raised bed is to add this rubberized protected layer. Now it's an edging which goes on this edge right here. All you need to do is press this on as you go around the raised bed. It's a lot easier than I thought. This is going to go on 1, 2, 3. It's just a matter of stretching it out and pushing it down with your thumb and following it. All right, the entire thing's been edged. I think that's really going to be nice, especially if, little kids are reaching in there. Now I'm going to show you how I fill this up. I don't fill these raised beds like a lot of people do. We're going to put leaves on the bottom of this raised bed. It's going to save us money on soil. The leaves are going to help add nutrients as they break down. And I'm not just going to put regular leaves, I'm going to put leaf mulch, which is why I picked them up with my lawnmower rather than just raking them with a rake. Now, if you just have leaves and you don't have a way to mulch up your leaves, that'll work too. Just realize it's going to take longer for them to break down. I'm only going to put about 6 inches on the bottom as a layer. Remember, this raised bed is 17 inches tall. Then I'm going to take the hose and spray down those leaves. That's going to help them compress even more. The last step is to fill this raised bed with soil. We purchase our soil in bulk at a place just down the road. We're super lucky. There's a garden landscaping place that offers high quality soil that we get to use in all of our raised beds. Once this raised bed gets about an inch of dirt from the top, then I will stop. It is fall, so there is a chance that I might need to top this off with some more soil or some compost next spring. Now the raised bed is filled with soil. It's about an inch from the top. This took about a half of yard of soil. The reason why we put this raised bed in front of our house is because we don't want to mix this with the wooden raised beds in our garden. It'd look kind of silly. The other reason is because we're actually redoing this coming spring. We're redoing this landscaped area. We're going to redo the foundation of the house. We're going to plant more perennial flowers. We have quite a few already in this area. And we want to use this space right here for some type of crop that we can eat in this raised bed. We might put a few flowers in here, but it's mainly going to be edible crops. We're thinking crops that are shade tolerant. This area does not get a lot of sun. We've got a lot of big trees over here, and the east is actually behind you, behind the camera. So it rises in the morning, the sun from the east, obviously. It's going to rise up. And it's going to be blocked by multiple trees over on this side. So we're going to take advantage of that by planting shade-loving crops in this raised bed, and then our full sun crops in our main garden on the other side of the house. You're watching Together We Harvest. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you on the next one.